I'm Beth Clarizia, the Easement Program Manager for NRCS in Indiana. I'm here with some of our Easement Program staff to talk to you about your wetland easement, including some of the prohibitions and some of the allowances on the easement area. The landowner at time of easement enrollment received a payment for the restoration rights. The warranty easement deed carries with the property when sold and cannot be purchased back or removed. Note that the restrictions and allowances are specifically described in the warranty easement deed. This warranty easement deed is recorded at the County Records Office, or NRCS can provide you a copy.
Along with the warranty easement deed, all wetland reserve easements have a legal boundary survey that is also recorded with your property records at the county courthouse. Prior to marking and recording the easement boundary survey, a licensed professional surveyor identifies utilities, right-of-ways, or other legal rights that may overlap the WRE easement and may have to be excluded from the area going into the program. Most easements have boundary markers that look like this and buried corner markers in the ground, although some of these have been knocked down and flooded over time. Absence of the markers do not remove the easement rights. They are for the convenience of locating the boundary and not legally required.
Today I'd like to discuss our yearly easement monitoring and landowner contacts. Each fall, Indiana NRCS mails a letter to each easement landowner requesting they verify their current ownership and update any contact information. This also gives them an opportunity to let us know if the easement has recently been sold. We also conduct a yearly phone call to all of our easement landowners, which gives them an opportunity to let us know if they have any questions or concerns about their easement. Our yearly monitoring is either conducted off-site or on-site. Off-site monitoring involves a review of the latest aerial imagery we have available, also a review of current ownership records. On-site monitoring is a little more in-depth. We'll be walking as much of the property as possible to ensure boundary markers are still intact, and we'll also be taking a look at the current status of the habitat. Some of the other more common items we'll be looking for when we're conducting our monitoring are any kind of trash that's been dumped on the property, any mowing, cropping encroachment, or any opportunities to improve habitat through plantings, management, or additional wetland restoration. We want to work directly with our landowners to ensure that they understand the easement uses and what restrictions are placed on the property through the warranty easement deed, and then what opportunities are available for habitat management through compatible use authorizations.
If there are violations of the easement deed, this will be noted during the monitoring site visit. A violation is when unauthorized use of the easement is happening that is outside of the easement deed rights. Chris mentioned a few of these. Any surface disturbance, building, mowing, or planting is considered a violation. If a violation is found, landowners are advised to restore the easement area to the intended purpose. And if not remedied, NRCS can take legal action or correct the issue at the landowner's expense. Violations are rare, and most easement owners value the wetland habitat as much as we do.
There are some management activities that a landowner can do on their easement area. The compatible use authorization is a temporary approval for a landowner to do something that is normally prohibited on their easement for the benefit of the easement and the landowner. Some examples are mowed trails, invasive species control, or the planting of small food plots to provide varied wildlife food sources. This request must be submitted to NRCS. NRCS evaluates the request and effects on threatened and endangered species or other issues. If approved, the landowner receives an approval letter for a specific period of time, generally between 3 and 10 years.
Management practices may be invaluable for the long-term enhancement of easements. NRCS may be able to pay for these practices. Contracts can be developed for practices such as tree plantings, invasive species control, additional water restoration, and pollinator habitat. Enhancements will be evaluated for the benefit of the easement and will be subject to funding availability. NRCS also may be able to provide technical assistance for the implementation of these practices. Additional funds may be available for repairs on existing easements for water control structures and levees. Any requests or questions that you may have may be able to be discussed during monitoring, or you can contact an NRCS field office at any time.